Welcome back to Take Action News, everybody. David Shuster here. This is the time of day we like to turn it over to our executive producer, Daniel Marins. He's doing a countdown of sorts until inauguration on how it should be, and how it should be today, Daniel, involves marijuana. Please explain.
Well, David, there were two historic elections this year in 2012, not just the presidential election, but really we're also talking about two elections at the state level in Washington State and Colorado. They finally did it. The voters finally approved not decriminalization, not medical pot, full-on legal pot. And while there are some remaining issues, such as how it will be grown and whether it can be consumed in public and other enforcement issues, whether the federal government will intervene, this is a major step forward for those of us who think, as I do, that this is how it should be all across the country. That this is basically a choice that human beings make of how they want to spend their time, of how they want to pursue their leisure. It is, in fact, it's less dangerous for your behavior. It doesn't than alcohol. It doesn't induce violence at all. If anything, it just induces violence in the pantry, where you might be likely to consume more Chex Mix. So I invited to join me on this segment today my very, very dear friend, Rory O'Rourke. Rory is a graduate of a fellow graduate of Johns Hopkins, like myself. We went to college together. Rory also has a master's in environmental science from Johns Hopkins. He lives now in Bainbridge Island, Washington, which is just west of the city of Seattle, where Rory does work doing water restoration for an American Indian tribe out there. Rory, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Dan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Is this your first time on the radio?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Is this your first time on the radio?
Yes, it is.
well, congratulations. You know, Roy, I understand that you made a joke to me on the day after the election. You said, because you voted for legalization, correct? And you also voted for the Democratic governor, Jay Inslee. And were you smoking a Jay Inslee that night?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's actually kind of a serious topic here in Washington, because it was one of the first two states to pass marijuana legalization. And so it's kind of an important topic, and there are a lot of obstacles actually in the way because it's still illegal under federal law. So it's kind of a lot of obstacles in trying to working around that, and their motto is trying to make it so it's like alcohol, and just regulate it that way. No one under 21 can really have it, and it's kind of, I think they're just eventually going to just kind of incorporate it into the medical marijuana system, but just not require prescriptions and just have it available to anyone over the age of 21.
Wow. It's really interesting to see how that's going to play out, and I hope to stay in touch with you about that as it unfolds, and maybe even visit, because I know that when I visited this summer, it was still illegal. Of course, you and I, and you know, I'll disclose this on the air because I think it's a time for all of us to stop being ashamed, you know, to come out of closet. You and I have smoked pot together for years, and one of the things that growing up that I always found troubling, you know, when I was in college or, you know, at the end of high school, when I wanted, you know, and I was always an intellectual kid. All I wanted to do was smoke pot and read the New Yorker, you know? I mean, that always made it more interesting to me. And it fed sort of my creativity in a lot of ways, and it helped me escape from some of the stresses that I was experiencing, particularly commuting to a very stressful prep school in Manhattan for high school, and then Johns Hopkins ain't no picnic either. I remember pulling up to a cul-de-sac in my town in New Jersey because there was nowhere to go. I didn't, you know, eventually I found a better place, you know, in the backyard, but there was there's no safe space where you can do it, and you end up finding yourself in these very precarious situations where police are pulling up to you at night, and in this case a cop car pulled up to me, and we very frantically had to put things out. It kind of it makes it more dangerous to my mind to sort of keep this substance underground. And
the whole concept is so ridiculous. I mean, there's so much money to be made off of just tourism and taxes and stores. I mean, for both the two measures that Washington just passed, same-sex marriage and legalization, there's so many people out there with ideas.
Yeah, I mean,
both those issues, and I just think it's ridiculous considering how harmless it is. I mean, both things, how harmless it is that It's just been this is even an issue in 2012. Like, I think it's just sad that, this is like revolutionary. Like, both of these things should have been legal a long time ago, and it's just kind of fascinating if the rest of the country finds this interesting. But for me, it just seems common sense that these two measures would be legal. But a lot of the obstacles, like, we just had a seminar at work.
That's right, Rory. That's right, and this affects you. I mean, you're right. This is sort of common sense, and obviously there are people that struggle with their marijuana habit. It's not quite as serious as, let's say, cocaine or heroin, but it can limit your. I know people that are very close to me that struggle with that, but they deal with that through their friends, their family, through support networks, through groups like Marijuana Anonymous. Yes, there is such a thing, and the government's not really doing anything to help that by keeping it illegal. I just want to let people know, I want you to share this story of how this affects you a little bit personally. When you were living in New Jersey, something happened to you. You were arrested for possession, am I right?
Yes.
And what happened? Tell us just to give us an idea of how this is sort of like how it is. What happened when you left the police station?
It's kind of a story about how the war on drugs is kind of a failure because I wasn't allowed to drive home from the police station, so I called a cab, or the police called a cab company for me to come pick me up. And then as I was going home, the cab driver offered to sell me weed on the
way home. That's America's drug war in a nutshell right there. Whack-a-mole, hitting it one place, it pops up in another. So, I mean, I got to ask, are you celebrating at all? Are you hanging out with any, or is this just, situation normal? Does life go on as normal for you right now?
I mean, nothing has really changed.
They were
to be honest, like before it even passed, it was pretty much de facto illegal anyway because it's so poorly enforced. But another thing I was going to mention as part of the workshop that we had at work was the thing that it's important to note that because it's still illegal under federal law, that you still have to pass a drug test under, and like especially if you receive federal grants, like my workplace does. And I feel like most multinational corporations and stuff, you still have to, even though it's still technically legal in Washington, you still have to pass drug tests for marijuana.
Rory, that is such a good point, and I'm so glad you brought that up. And we need to make this national, and we got to stop wasting our federal money busting independent entrepreneurial business people on the West Coast who are putting up these medical pod shops. It hurts cancer patients, it hurts AIDS patients, and it hurts people that are just trying to take a load off. That's how it should be.
Good work, Daniel Marins. How it should be. Thanks to Rory as well. Also, Mitch Molaski. Everybody's listening on WEAC Radio. Be sure to catch Mitch Molaski Sunday night for a sports show. Whether you're smoking pot or not, it's always good sports programming. On behalf of Mitch Molaski, Daniel Marins, Pete Callahan, Charlie Mitchell, Cliff Schechter, Alan Rosenblatt, Keith Atkinson, Ben Burnett, Alex Lawson, Kimon Freeman, Rich Webster, and the entire team here at WEAC Radio. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for listening and watching, everybody. We'll see you right here next week.